Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, picture this. You're tucked away in your favorite cozy corner of a cafe, or maybe you're just sitting on your couch at home, connected to the Wi-Fi. You're checking your email, logging into your online bank, maybe just chatting with friends. Everything seems perfectly normal, right? It feels totally safe. I mean, you trust the password on the door, you trust that little padlock icon in your browser, and you naturally assume your data is flying through some secure, encrypted tunnel straight to its destination. But let's dive into why that local trust can actually be completely misplaced. What if someone on that exact same local network is secretly watching every single piece of data you send and receive? It's essentially a digital heist taking place right under your nose. And honestly, the most alarming part? They're doing it without leaving any obvious signs. You literally wouldn't even know it's happening. Section 1. The invisible Wi-Fi threat. The silent danger on local networks. Section 2. How ARP actually works. The blueprint of network communication. So before we uncover how this heist actually goes down, we need a quick refresher on how devices talk to each other locally. Let's think about two crucial identifiers. First, you have the IP address. Think of this as a logical identifier, kind of like a person's mailing address. It just helps locate where a device is generally situated on the network. But then you have the MAC address. This is a unique network interface identifier that is hard-coded right into the device. It's basically a physical fingerprint. For your computer to push a packet across the room to another device, just knowing the mailing address isn't enough. It fundamentally needs that physical fingerprint. It has to have the MAC address. And this is exactly where the Address Resolution Protocol, or ARP, comes in. Think of ARP like someone standing up in a crowded room with a giant megaphone. Let's say your computer needs to send data to the network router. We'll use the IP address 192.168.1.1. Your computer broadcasts a message to the entire network. Hey, who has IP 192.168.1.1? Please tell me your MAC address. The real router politely raises its hand and honestly replies, "Yep, that's me. I'm 192.168.1.1, and here's my MAC address." Finally, your computer takes that valid response and stores it in its ARP cache. That way, it doesn't have to keep shouting across the network every single time it wants to send a packet. Section 3. The man in the middle. How the digital heist happens. Right, so here is where the fundamental flaw in the whole system reveals itself. Traditional ARP, it has absolutely zero built-in authentication. None. It just blindly trusts the answers it gets. And this leads us to ARP spoofing, sometimes called ARP poisoning. What completely blew my mind while researching this was just how easily an attacker can take advantage of this gullibility. They just start sending out fake ARP replies to devices on the network, falsely associating their own computer's MAC address with another device's IP address, which is almost always the router. The attacker basically steps right in and announces to your computer, "Hey there, I am the router, send your traffic to my MAC address." And because your computer doesn't have a security bouncer at the door to verify if that claim is actually true, it just trusts the forged reply. It eagerly updates its ARP cache with the hacker's fingerprint. So in a matter of milliseconds, your traffic is quietly rerouted. Let's break down exactly how this sets up a full man-in-the-middle attack. Imagine 3 devices connected to the same switch. You've got Alice's laptop, the actual router, and an attacker's laptop. Step 1, the attacker sends that forged reply to Alice's laptop, completely tricking it into thinking the attacker is the router. But they don't stop there. Step 2, the attacker sends a forged reply to the actual router, claiming that Alice's IP address now belongs to the attacker's MAC address. So now, both sides of the communication are completely deceived. The result in Step 3, all traffic between Alice and the router is now routing straight through the attacker's computer. Section 4. The silent damage done. The severe consequences of interception. The real psychological danger here, the part that makes this so insidious, is that to the victim, the Wi-Fi connection hasn't dropped. They're totally unaware they're being robbed. They might just assume, oh, the internet is being a bit slow today. Let's look at the devastating fallout across 4 main vectors. First, if you're sending unencrypted traffic, the attacker intercepts it. They can grab passwords, session cookies, and sensitive data in plain text. Second, they can actively modify data in transit. That means they could quietly inject harmful malware right into the web pages you're innocently browsing. Third, they can hijack your user sessions to redirect you to fake lookalike websites just to steal even more data. Or fourth, if they just feel like causing chaos, they can disrupt network availability entirely by simply dropping your traffic instead of forwarding it onto the router. That essentially creates a silent, highly targeted denial of service. Section 5. defending your local network, security systems to stop the heist. Okay, take a breath. Fortunately, we are not helpless against this. Looking at our primary defenses, for the everyday user, your absolute baseline is HTTPS. You absolutely must use HTTPS everywhere to encrypt your data. That way, even if an attacker successfully intercepts your connection, all they see is scrambled, completely unreadable noise. Now, for network administrators, you need to bring out the heavy artillery. Enabling dynamic ARP inspection, or DAI, on managed enterprise switches is absolutely crucial. Why? Because it actually validates these ARP packets and actively drops the forged ones. You pair that up by configuring DHCP snooping. That builds a trusted database of legitimate IP to MAC assignments, so your switch knows exactly what to look for. For your most critical servers, you can use static ARP entries, meaning their mappings can't be altered dynamically at all. You should also be segmenting your network using VLANs to strictly limit the broadcast domains, continuously monitoring network traffic for red flags like duplicate IPs or rapid MAC changes. And of course, keep all your systems strictly updated. It's pretty wild to notice the stark contrast between these two everyday environments. On one hand, you have an unsecured public cafe Wi-Fi. If someone launches a spoofing attack here, your only life rafts are HTTPS encryption and paying very strict attention to any security warnings your web browser might throw at you. But on the other hand, a hardened corporate network acts proactively. With DAI, DHCP snooping, and VLANs actively running, the network switch detects those forged ARP packets and blocks them automatically. The attack fundamentally fails before it even has a chance to succeed. So, to wrap up our explainer today, the key takeaway here is really a tale of misplaced trust. While ARP does a perfect job of mapping IP addresses to MAC addresses, it entirely lacks built-in authentication. And by exploiting that exact specific weakness, attackers execute silent man-in-the-middle heists that compromise your data without any warning. Defeating this requires layered security, DAI, DHCP snooping, and VLANs at the network level, and unbreakable HTTPS encryption at the user level. Understanding these vulnerabilities is absolutely crucial for keeping your data safe. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Think back to the last time you experienced unusually slow activity on a public Wi-Fi network. Was it just a bad connection? Or was someone quietly listening in? Knowing how ARP spoofing works now, what steps will you take to protect yourself tomorrow?